In today's episode, I'm going to be talking about how to accomplish more in 12 weeks than most people do in 1 year. And that's from the help of a book called The 12-Week Year. And when I heard about this book, I literally got it from somebody on YouTube. I was like, yo, this book is interesting. I said to myself, I think I need to get this book so that I can get more accomplished in 12 weeks opposed to a year. So I started off by buying the audio first and listening to it. And I was like, yo, this book is really good. So I ended up buying the book because I need to physically see what it is that I'm reading. And I'm like, when I'm really interested in a book, I need to like just sit down and actually read it and take notes on it because the audio it's good, but it's like it's hitting you so fast. It's like, you know what, I need to slow it down a bit. Yeah, I know you can hit the slow down button on the audio, but I need to like see it and take my own notes while I'm going through it. So I bought the book, and this is something that I'm going to be implementing, or I'm going to be This is something that I'm going to be documenting on YouTube, so that you guys can see my journey of the 12-week year, how it works, and if it's something that you would want to take up as well. Um, at the end of so I'm going to be doing a series of these videos where I go through a couple of chapters, and then I'll talk about it, how my journey's been going so far. As of right now, I'm about halfway through the chapters, but the first part of the book is very simple. It's a couple of pages of every chapter, and then I get into the nitty gritty where I actually implement everything step by step in the book. When I heard a 12-week year, I'm a math guy, so I like to do the math behind things. So when I was doing the math, I was saying to myself, okay, 12 weeks, if I do the 12-week year every 12 weeks, that's 4 years that I can have in 1 year, opposed to just waiting 1 year to do goals and trying to hit them, right? And the author, Brian P. Morgan and Michael Lennington, they 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 put some things out there that kind of made me think. We like to set goals, or we do annualized thinking, as they call it. And that's literally setting up a goal for the year and taking the whole year to achieve it. And me, myself, I know when I tried to do this, it was very unsuccessful for me. Why? Because you have 1 year, which is 12 months, to get whatever you need done. And going back to when I was in school, for me, whenever I had a test or an assignment, I always waited to the last minute. They would give me 2, 3 months to do it, but I was like, yeah, I'll just wait till the last minute. And when the last minute hit, that's when I'm just like cramming or going hard to do this project, and I'm not really putting my best effort forward. Whereas in the 12-week year, you have 12 weeks to accomplish this goal. But the good thing is, if you don't accomplish it in the first 12 weeks, guess what? You have another 3 tries to hit that goal. So I like this because it's fast. Like it's fast paced. I don't have to wait 12 months to get something done. It's like 12 weeks is literally 3 months. 3 months and go. It's kind of like how businesses operate, but they don't call it 12 weeks. They call it quarters. If you notice, when companies they report quarterly, and they also report annually. Quarterly reports let you know how they're doing within the year and if they're on track to hit their annual goals. So it's the same thing with the 12-week year. So we need to eliminate annualized thinking and focus on shorter time frames so that we can start achieving and hitting our targets and goals. So in the beginning of the book, they tell you you're going to have to take new actions. And with new actions, it's going to be uncomfortable situations that you'll be placed in. You're not used to doing these new things. So when you're unfamiliar with something, you're uncomfortable. And that's the only way you're going to really see growth, when you're uncomfortable. You can't get growth from being comfortable in a position. Like you're just literally flatlining or stagnant. You need to get comfortable being uncomfortable to achieve your goals. So we need to value the important stuff over comfort. So we need to really step out of our comfort zone and do things that we're not normally doing. This is also how you begin to create new good habits. So in the book, what they first outline is that you need to have a vision. Your vision starts with your personal vision, which then rolls over into your business vision afterwards. And the reason why you want to focus on the personal first is because if the personal is not satisfied, it's not going to be able to meet it, or it's not going to be able to satisfy your business goal. So, for example, you want to make $100,000 in your business. But on your personal side, you want to spend more time with your family. But in order to make 100,000, it requires a lot of your time where you don't get to see your family. Those two don't align with each other, right? So you have to make sure that they mesh together. So what I did for my vision is I created a vision board, I created a vision board so I could physically see what my vision is anytime I need motivation or to make sure I stay on track with what it is that I'm doing currently today. So I created a vision board. I use Canva to do that. I put it in a spot where I know I will always see it. So it just keeps that constant reminder going for me. I would encourage you to do the same. Once you have your vision, what is next? You need a plan because your plan is going to help you execute that vision that you had. Everything starts with the vision. If they say you create it, whatever it is that you want, you create it twice. Once in your head, and then the second time is physically. So your plan is going to help you physically turn that dream into a reality. And if you don't have a plan, guess what? That dream won't become reality because you don't know how, you didn't create a plan to help you get there. Also, with having a plan, anytime you make a mistake, you can just go back to that step and see how you can correct it. And it also reduces the amount of errors you have when you're implementing your plan. Another thing that you're going to need to do is be consistent. If you're not consistent in what you're doing, guess what? Your dream's never going to become a reality. It's like going to the gym. If you say, hey, I want to gain 20 pounds of muscle mass. If you're not in the gym every day or eating the right foods every day, guess what? You're not going to get that muscle mass because you're not putting consistent deposits into your action, whether it's going to the gym or eating healthy, even sleep. Like those are all things that you need to do to make sure that you're on track to hit that goal of achieving your muscle mass. Once you have your vision, now you can actually begin. You want to take at least 15 to 20 minutes at the beginning of each week to review your plan that you're going to be executing for the week. And you want to spend at least 5 minutes every day just reviewing your weekly plan and what needs to be done today and whatever task that you need to get started to get the ball rolling. Also, you want to keep track of how you're doing, whether a scorecard or check marks, whatever it may be. And you want to come in at least 85%. Reason being is you cannot measure something that you do not track. So you need to have some sort of tracking system. Also, help you build self-esteem and confidence because you're documenting the progress and your achievements. So aim for at least 85%. You don't have to come perfect all the time, but 85% is a good number to be hitting. When you're reviewing your scorecard or you're tracking whatever method you're using to track, take your emotions out of it. At the end of the day, if you want to achieve something, this is a strategic way of doing things, but we're emotional creatures and you got to be able to take the emotions out of it, see what needs to be fixed, and keep moving so that you can get to the end goal that you're trying to achieve. Another cool thing that I learned in this book are lead and lag indicators. Lag indicators are the results that you want to achieve, and lead indicators are the activities that you do to help achieve that end result, which is your lag indicator. Another lesson from this book, be purposeful with your time. If you're not purposeful with your time, guess what? You're leaving it up to chance. And we don't want to leave it up to chance. We want to live our lives the way we intend to live it. And it all drills down to being purposeful. Benjamin Franklin said this quote, and it kind of just hit me hard when he said it. He said, take care of the minutes and the years will take care of itself. If you put in like 1% a day, like the amount of progress that you will see, because you're literally just taking one step at a time, just like this. And it just keeps growing and growing. Like one day, like if you reflect on one day, you're like, man, I'm nowhere. Like let's say you want to save $10,000 in 12 weeks. And then day one, you're like, man, I didn't make nothing. Day two, I made $10. Day three, I made $40. Day four, I made $500. And it's just the little increments just keep growing, growing, and growing. So over time, you actually hit that goal that you're trying to achieve because you put in those little efforts on a daily basis. Lastly, another lesson I learned from this book is to hold yourself accountable. And don't think of accountability as a consequence, but more as an ownership. Like own up to your mistakes, own up that you're not doing something, and use that as we have choices opposed to we have to do something. Look at accountability as I choose to do this instead of I have to do this. Because when it's I have to do this, we don't really want to do it. But when we say I choose to do this, we put our best foot forward to get something done. So that's pretty much my wrap up for the first 10 chapters of this book. I can't wait to see what the other chapters, well, I do already know what the chapters hold, but me actually implementing this now, because I heard the audio I can listen to at any time. Now I have the book, I can literally go step by step as the things that I need to do. If you found this video helpful, make sure you comment below with a green heart, and don't forget to subscribe. If you're looking to purchase this book, I've left my link down below so that you can get your copy right away and start on your 12-week journey with me. And I also linked another video up above for you to watch next on how to make money with no money.